Welcome to the School of Love, the place where miracles are normal. Hello and welcome to the School of Love, the place where we learn practical tools based on scientific research and our own experiences towards improving ourselves, living life to its fullest, and contributing to the best of our abilities to the world around us. I'm Dr. Grajdian. In my free time, I am doing my best to guide you in building up a life of contentment, joy, and fulfillment while applying lessons learned in school to overcome the difficulties, challenges, and insecurities of the real world. Today's video is part of a newer series on life at 45. As I have entered the second half of the 45th year of my life, there are specific thoughts and emotions I have been experiencing. While these are insights coming from myself as a woman, mother, and citizen, I deeply hope they might be helpful and useful for men as well. In today's video on Life at 45, I share my thoughts on loneliness, as well as solitude, and how the perception and evaluation of loneliness and solitude of myself and of others has started to change as soon as we enter the fourth decade of our lives. My preoccupation with loneliness and solitude and the impact this have on the society at large has gradually taken over a central place in my quotidian activities, while simultaneously allowing myself to discover dimensions of me, within me, which I had not known before. Previously, I had totally ignored loneliness and solitude as phenomena in themselves and only regarded them as something detrimental, which one cannot really escape. So why suddenly things started to change as soon as I myself and those around me hit our 40s? This video explores the question on a personal level. So why is there a question about loneliness? Where is the difference between loneliness and solitude to start with? So loneliness is a state of mind or in a practical state in which we do not have people around us, or when people, those around us, are just isolating us, ostracizing us, not communicating with us, ignoring us. So loneliness relates to some others or another person or another persons, and it is not something we choose for ourselves. It's something we have to cope with. It's something we have to deal with, which we don't like, which a state of mind which usually would like, or a situation which we would like usually to change. While solitude is something we choose for ourselves. Solitude is something we decide and voluntarily isolate ourselves from the others. I have been recently, in recent years, chosen a lot of times to be solitary, to live a life in which I spend a lot of time with myself, with my own thoughts, so that I heal and I cleanse my own being, particularly while thinking about the fact that I still have, if everything goes correctly, I still have a couple of decades to live, and I would really like these upcoming decades to be good, yeah. And for me, not only for myself, of course, but also for those around me. And solitude is one of the major dimensions, one of the major backgrounds we need in order to start thinking about ourselves, and in order to start analyzing who we are and what we like to do with our lives. Many people avoid solitude because they think it's so this sort of self-isolation is not healthy. But for instance, in order to properly meditate, you need solitude. You need to sit with yourself and sit long enough so that you don't start so that you start actually feeling your own self. I have been meditating for the past 6 years now, 7 years, 6 to 7 years now, and it has been a life-changing event, a life-changing activity. I do it 10 to 20 minutes at night before I go to sleep. And this allows me most of the times allows me to cool down, to wind down, to find a sense of balance within myself, and then to be able to review even very briefly my day, and to prepare very superficially for what's coming the next day and the next week and the next month, and so long term. So solitude is something we actually as humans need as a counterforce to this business of everyday life, when we are always encountered by people. And we have, of course, our families, and we have our partners, and we have our colleagues, and we have to be there for them, and they have to be there for us. And at some point, we actually lose ourselves in this sort of is not really enmeshment, but we cannot really feel our boundaries, our own personal space, and we have to find ourselves again. So solitude is a very healthy practice of finding oneself again on a regular basis, so that one can prosper and move forward in life. While loneliness is a state which is undesirable. We feel isolated, and as social animals that humans are, isolation is one of the worst things that can happen. In the past, being isolated from one's tribe, from one's community, meant sure death. There was no way one could survive in loneliness, in isolation, in being ostracized from one's group, in being exiled from one's community. It was of course, execution, so the capital punishment was bad enough. But if the community didn't want to take responsibility for that capital punishment, they would exile someone, they would ostracize someone, which had in the end the same effect, unless that person could find a way to enter another community and to start building up a life within another social environment. So loneliness is something we desire. It's something we try to avoid at all costs. While solitary is something which the more self-reflexive among us are actually actively questing, searching for, so that they find themselves, so that they can recollect their own self, their own individuality, and replenish their own energy. When I was younger, I was very scared of being with myself. I was always on the run. I was always active, always doing something, always solving problems, always earning money, always chasing the next goal, chasing the next accomplishment, never stopping to think, well, do I really need this, or is this really important? No, just move forward. Things are going to happen. Things are happening. I have to make things happen. I have to bring things to fruition. I have to fill in this next to finish this assignment. Always on the run, always being with people, always interacting with people, never taking time for myself. And that was not a way of living, that was not sustainable. Again, so being solitary and enjoying one's own company in solitude is a practice which allows us to come back to our own selves, to heal and to cleanse, and to get in touch with our deeper desires and our deeper challenges and the things we actually do not want to acknowledge. And the older we get, the more deeper layers of our own being become not only visible, because we are also becoming better at repressing them, but they're somehow screaming at us for us to discover, to reveal them, and then to heal them. And the only way we can do this is by seeking solitude and by learning to immerse ourselves in solitude, so that we can reap the benefits of being with our own selves. So it's not about, so there is a fundamental difference between loneliness and solitude. Solitude is healing. Loneliness is essentially killing. Solitude makes us become better. Loneliness shrinks and dissolves us. So that would be, and I've been thinking about it, and that I hope this helps you as well. And I'm also very strongly looking forward to welcoming you very soon again. Love and peace to you all.